As we're ready to jump into game number 1 of our opening best of 3 in day 2, Team Spirit and Talon. Thank you, Rezo, for your input, and Harry. Well, how do you see that Roche potential going? Because we already see an Ursa on one side, but how does it work out for our boys on Team Spirit?
Overall, Talon not having that many Roches is scary to me, especially because they're playing in Ursa. Team Spirit is undoubtedly the best team in the world when it comes to understanding whether you should fight the Roche, whether you should fight after the Roche, how to shove out the waves when the enemies are going for that objective. So you're playing an Ursa lineup, a lot is going to be focused around this objective, and I think that's where Team Spirit, even if the game is going badly, could get the advantage to go their way.
Playing that support monkey here on Rue. And of course, with the Wolves, this is some superior vision that Team Spirit can apply around the map. Always get info on what Talon wants to do. I think that could make the Dooms game really hard, because usually you want to stay hidden, or somewhat hidden with this hero. Now it feels like a pretty much impossibility. Someone's going to see you almost all the time.
Yeah, Talon's lineup here needs to be played with speed, right? It's not that you're probably going to have worse vision. The lanes are probably going to be pushing towards you, unless you're completely crushing the game, which can happen. But what you need to do is speed, constantly make plays. You cannot allow Spirit to make this game boring and slow, because then they're going to be able to, as you mentioned, find your Doom, find your initiators, and stop any kind of moves that you want to make. But if you're constantly making moves, forcing out DP, Spirit won't be able to get into a good position, and then you will force out those mistakes that can, in turn, get you a lot of kills.
Pretty rough lanes for this Lina to potentially gank the side lanes if you can get to your 10-minute boots of travel. Sure, you can try and make a move, but pretty difficult targets to kill. I don't think you're killing this Doom right away. I think you have to do it in the early minutes if you do, but you go past 5-6 minutes, feel like Doom is kind of untouchable. Maybe we'll see some Twin Gate action through to Natsumi's lane.
Yeah, I think that could be the way to go for Spirit. Let's say if you really want to use the Lina early, you have a Lycan, so getting the TP in isn't really going to be that hard. So you maybe get the Lich through the Twin Gate, you come in with numbers, and then you bring the Lina. So she goes even... It's easy for the enemies to predict, but you have so many numbers and so many slows that you can die even with a hero like Alina.
So far, so good. Lina already up 10 CS here, while following up right behind. Just a very even matchup in mid, at least between the two. And of course, with the lack of LSA in the early levels, you can just rely this Lina to just deal the damage.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets it on level 4, but a lot of people have been skipping it. Versus the Queen of Pain, which is a hero that doesn't really have huge range. You could go for an LSA. It's not half bad, especially because there might be a Tusk snowballing towards you.
Yeah.
And with the right plays, you can set up that the second that he comes out of his snowball, he gets stunned up.
Yeah, the lack of control that we highlighted on the side of Talon. Every play they make needs to it needs to work out. But they've got some good pair-ups here with the tag team damage. You look at Queen of Pain, you look at the Ursa. Even the Pugna is also pretty decent with his somewhat fast attack speed early on.
We've had some Tusks that didn't really perform really well in this tournament thus far, so Jokem, he needs to be on his best for sure. You're not getting
you're not taking that long. That's going to be interrupted by Radon. Nice that they bring both heroes for it.
At least he's making this lane quite okay for the Doom, right? Even though you have two melee heroes, they're two brawlers that are quite tanky, so they can most definitely take the harass of the Lich. They won't necessarily destroy the Dragon Knight, take away his farm, kill him multiple times, but WS having a good lane, that's so far good enough.
Pretty hard target to kill by the looks of it. Maybe even, you could say, somewhat Doom favored even in a way. If he does get ahead in levels, there's always the threat that if he gets to level 6, or you know he's about to get level 6, Radon just might have to dodge that bottom lane completely. So then it's down to what does Team Spirit do. Do they want to salvage and save the lane to allow this DK to still have access to the lane creeps? But he's going to be completely fine just hitting the jungle, right? Because DK in general, with 2 points on your passive, you're pretty fast in the jungle too.
For sure, but it's going to be a hard decision for Spirit to make. Do we defend this bottom lane once the Doom has his ulti? Or do we just sack it? Overall, you don't want to allow these fast-paced killing lineups to take your towers too early. But on the other hand, Team Spirit, generally their lineup is okay at letting those towers fall, because when the time does come for the Lycan to shove out the waves, for the Monkey King to be shoving out the waves, it won't really matter if your tier 1s are down, but it's that early game, the early mid game, where you're gonna have to be afraid.
Rue also trying to make the time a bit easier for the Lycan. This Ursa is definitely scary to go up in a melee versus melee matchup. Got to get to that Midas at ASAP.
Yeah, Laurel probably knows that his Lycan is gonna be suffering somewhat. So what you want to do with the Lina is apply pressure so that the supports of Talon have to rotate, and then it's gonna be easy to predict when they're gonna be doing it. Because if it's unpredictable, obviously you can go down, but you have to make them move towards you. That would be the best possible way. Kind of tough. Queen of Pain is very rarely gonna be in trouble of dying.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
40 seconds for the runes to spawn also in mid. So we see the Monkey King is already able to move rapidly around the map. Help out with Laurel for a potential steal. Has the Boundless Strike, which is most important. You have 2 potential stuns here, depending when that LSA is going to be coming online.
He still didn't get it, so level 6 you're going to be getting the Laguna. It's not going to be coming anytime soon.
Dire's bottom tower
But also,
is under attack.
what Rue did there is place a really good ward. If that one stays, it is going to be making the rotations of the Pugna a little bit harder, and they already have a ward on the bottom side that is going to be scouting if the Tusk will be coming over, which he is.
Yeah, it's going to be a
Radiant
3v3.
structures are fortified.
Let's see how we split the heroes. Kind of scary to walk down to the low ground against the Tusk, but it's going to be spawning on the top half, so Rue able to get the Invis rune out of the way. Nothing for the Queen to fill her bottle with.
Finally, the Queen will have her her ulti, so the Lina had the Laguna Blade, there was no Sonic Wave just yet, and under those circumstances, you're thinking, if we go for a fight now, even if we get a good jump on the Lina, there is a chance that all 3 of us go down. And I think that is the thing that Talon are gonna be most scared about, is that Lina usually wins the lane, so if you're coming to fight there, you are gonna be doing into a stronger mid lane hero.
WS taking some hits, but it is actually Collapse who dies on the other side of the map to get Talon the first blood in game number 1.
And that's a Battle Fury hero, Panda. So Battle Fury heroes, they really want the early gold. Cuckoo is also going to be stealing the rune. They do bring down
Radiant's
WS,
top
but
tower is
Talon,
under
they
attack.
want both the wisdoms.
They do. Let's see if they can get this one. Miposhka is also here. They're going to stun Cuckoo. And there will be a wisdom split for Rue and Jokum, but Cuckoo might die as Laurel is also brought in here. And Team Spirit will also get one of their own on top of the Doom that they just killed in the bottom lane.
There's definitely going to be some bias in the audience here for Team Spirit. They've been living here in Serbia for around 5 years, so it's quite normal that we're going to be seeing more of their fans in the audience. But the chat, man, they're on the side of Talon, at least for now.
Yeah, 2 different audiences battling it out, huh?
Radiant's middle tower
We'll
is
see.
under attack.
We'll see which energy the teams can pick up on more. I'd bet on the one here, but you never know.
Never know indeed. That Midas is still quite far away, but I guess we're looking at a potential
Dire's
9-minute timing for the
top
Lycan.
tower is under attack.
Not the fastest, but when you're playing against an Ursa lane, you have to have boots. You cannot no
He
boots
didn't buy
Midas.
boots.
Radiant's
He actually
bottom
didn't?
tower is
No,
under
he
attack.
bought the
Oh.
Bracer and the Raid Band, so he just went full on stats. That's why the Ursa was able to run him down.
All right,
When,
that explains then.
Yep. Second power rune onto the Quap. He has the shield rune, so Quap now a lot
Trying to
tankier.
make a
They want to
setup
go
here,
for him.
looking for Radon. WS with the Doom gets it off on the DK. Shards
dodge.
only forced into another direction. The Queen of Pain Scream misses, and they're going to have to work their way through the DK, which they will do so. Talon will pick up a kill. No real threat coming in, but you see the instant move from Team Spirit to try and hit the tower, as they're going to try and poke Mikoto here. There is the Laguna Blade up, but they'll save it for a kill opportunity. Just break that
Radiant's
shield
bottom tower
off of the
is
Queen.
under attack.
Barely
That does
gold.
leave the bottom tower a little bit vulnerable here. It's not the catapult wave just quite yet. So for Jokum and WS to get this early damage on the tower, they're going to be very happy with it.
You just want pressure, right? If you're Talon, fast-paced movements, pressure, so that you know where Team Spirit are TPing to. The second that you see multiple TPs, you go and you apply pressure on the other side of the map. It's all about speed, and they're gonna have to ramp it that now. The time's coming.
Miposhka is going to walk into a bit of a trap. Mikoto's joining in on this one. I'll get a kill for the Queen, and also, as they scout it out, some potential stacks being built up here. Mikoto could just potentially steal them. Level 4 Scream, no points in the dagger.
You have to be careful here with the Monkey King. If they grab you, you're 100% dead, though. Doesn't seem like Talon have any interest in killing the Monkey King, and that's the idea. I think Talon in this game, they're gonna know that they're being seen, and they just won't care. They're still gonna be running forward.
Rue has at least picked up a couple last hits on the support Monkey, but most of the time he's just been soaking up experience from somebody else hitting the creeps, as we just saw the jungle getting farmed up. Rue easily able to dodge this one, but Kalax has already dropped really low with Radom and Poshka 4 versus 1 on Natsumi. And he does not have an ulti, so Team Spirit will take down Fuzzy Wuzzy. Ursa to drop. Collapse stays alive.
Team Spirit have been very reactionary in this tournament thus far, but versus this type of lineup, you know that Talon are always going to bring numbers, and you're just going to be dying one by one, so you have to bring the numbers yourself.
Oh, the Sonic Wave does connect on Miposhka and on onto Radon. Just not enough for the kill. Meanwhile, Jokum in trouble. Snowball just in time as Miposhka Collapse will drop. They'll get a trade. Mikoto going to get hit by the LSA. The Laguna coming out as well. Queen going to be dropping quite low, but Mikoto will survive, while WS trying to apply the pressure, looking for an angle for the Doom, but he'll have to back away as his teammates are too low to follow.
The Quap had a regen rune, and he is a Lina player. He saw all of the spells being used, didn't even need to use the blink. Some mid laners would just panic there on the main stage here. Mikoto doesn't even break a sweat.
You already got the armlet up on this DK. Do you think we have like S and Y, like almost second item? Usually you have armlet, Mom, Crystallis, and maybe S and Y, but I think you have to get a second item versus...
He is lining up the Mask of Madness, right? Which is weird. Usually an armlet is an item that you're gonna skip versus the Doom. Yaro, he doesn't seem to care. He just wants to maximize his own farm and get to this point where the DK is untouchable.
Yeah, that's the meta build, right? So he's not making any variation to it. Hoping that it's going to pay off. That Mask of Madness sometimes even built before the armlet to increase your farm speed, because you do need that lifesteal to work out, and the attack speed on your cleave, since your damage is kind of lacking. If you get yourself a safe armlet timing, then of course we'll do that first. Was Rue will be scouted out by Jokum.
This is big. They took away Collapse's tower, right? It's kind of the same as a Beastmaster. You want to be the one taking towers down early, not the other way around. And it just destroys your access point. Also, if you want to farm, you're going to take the bottom tier one, right? Because it gives you a huge area of camps. But if you want to invade, if you want to kill, the top tower and the mid lane tower are the ones that you're going to be looking at. The Talon's lineup, they want to kill. That's why they're in a smoke right now.
We'll find a couple couriers. That is 105 gold per player, so that's 500 gold worth picked up from those two couriers alone.
Radiant are
You definitely need those little victories as Team Spirit, because it is the time for Talon right now to make plays. That's an Arcane Rune. Mikoto wants to go.
Oh, Miposhka. Bit of a surprise attack coming in from behind. Mikoto even aggressively blinking right on top of Laurel, making his presence known.
He wants rotations, right? You want TPs, because generally neither the Lycan or the DK want to come over here. So you knew you're not getting that kill, but you want to spook Team Spirit.
Oh, that's a pretty aggressive Sonic Wave there from Mikoto, jumping in and gets the kill. Drops the Dagon right on top of Rue. Finishes the Monkey.
You might not be able to kill the Lina, but you most definitely can kill the Monkey King. And because of the Arcane Rune, you do not care about using your ultimate. That's another tower that will fall. I don't see Spirit moving over here. They're just gonna let it go.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They're definitely not ready for this one. Maybe with the Monkey respawning, they could send him back with the teleport as he does.
He's coming.
But the Tusk already in a very good position to strike in from behind, and also the aggressive vision.
Ooh, you have to be careful. You're underneath the ward.
Well, there's going to be a surprise attack on him, and Rue's just going to go straight down. No Wukongs for you today.
There's the speed from Talon that they need to have.
And here comes Natsumi. Ursa joining in for a kill, Radom. They'll let go. Cannot do anything to that teleport, but this probably opens up the tower now for the Doom to take this bottom lane.
Collapse is applying pressure. You need to do it. You need to make sure the Talons are the ones using TPs, but this is where the twin gates come in handy. Natsumi goes, gets a kill, opens up the bottom part of the map, and he's back to protect his tower even longer.
Collapse is still at level 4 Wolves. That means he doesn't still have access to the hamstring, which is level 5. That is the one where you get some extra control. When both wolves hit 8 stacks of plus 50 damage, that means 400 extra right-click damage from those wolves. And at level 6, then of course the hightail. As through, well, that's just number 7 for Mikoto with this Queen of Pain, easy picking off that Monkey King.
I really like what they're doing. They see a hero, doesn't matter, support or core, take him down, get a hero off the map. If Spirit are missing heroes, then them shoving in the waves, this one big strength that they have in the mid game as a lineup is gonna be taken away. You have one hero missing, thus you don't really have one guy giving a vision, one guy shoving out the waves. It really does hinder your lineup overall. And then you basically just have heroes farming, which gives you nothing in return and gives more opportunities to Talon.
I'll take that.
And now we see an answer to the wolves coming out from the Doom. The Midas is picked up. We're gonna ease up the wolf killing job. It's gonna be flying over on the courier for him.
And it's also a Devil's Bargain Doom, so...
Yeah, you can just sell it.
He's gonna be selling it all the time.
I mean, it feels very convenient to have a Midas in this game anyway, and then you're having your Devil's Bargain on top of it. Very useful.
Collapse is going for an Orchid. This definitely shows Spirit. They're like, split push, pick off, split push, pick off. They're not going to be getting any big items that are going to help them in team fights. That is the help. That is the job of the Dragonite to get to that point at some point in the game. But right now, you want to dodge and potentially get a hero down here and there.
Yeah, Team Spirit has in many games had to play from behind and hit their item timings later, so it has been looked like they're more of the late, mid-late game kind of team. So they strike when it's not too late. Okay, sure, we've been in that situation during the Swiss stage, but they will find a timing later on in the game when they're able to strike back. For Talon, that aggression has worked so far with their triple core net worth lead. Queen of Pain leading the charge, 7-0, has an 80 rune on him as well. Let's see if he can find Larl. Just gonna run out though, so pretty deep into that T2 tower he'd have to chase.
When Spirit are setting up bottom, they even put a lane ward, but the thing is that they were under enemy vision, that big ward there behind that is probably just gonna be waiting for the Roche to move back to the bottom lane, and then Ursa can enter the bit. You're gonna have that vision helping you. But at the moment, they're just making sure to find out exactly where Spirit are at. So with them being here this long, they really have to force out some rotations or get the tower. And this is quite a risky move for Spirit.
Radiant are scanning.
They're also glyphing this tower, meaning that losing that T1 in the top lane, that leaves your T2s vulnerable for damage if Team Spirit finds an opening. Talon knows it, and they're coming in for a smoke, looking for a move from the side. If they can get that pincer, they'll find Miposhka. They might be able to find Collapse in the woods as well. They're very close, but the ward is there, and they see the smokes popping. Miposhka instant TP out. He's gone.
You knew, right? Spirits, when they went for that play onto the tower, they knew what their goal is. It wasn't to get a fight, it was to force out the rotation. And you don't see TPs, how are they going to be rotating with the smoke? Good vision, good positioning. Even if Miposhka dies, it's not the worst thing in the world, but overall, everybody gets out. So really cool move from Spirit.
Truly in a slight bit of damage control moment, but important for Spirit to get these escapes happen. They're trying to bait here with Alina Illusion. That seems a bit too obvious, considering Spirit hasn't really been playing aggressive.
They're lucky that they were able to slow down the game. Talon were gaining so much momentum. They're still ahead. Things are going well for them, but this is what the Radiant side needs. Overall, Talon, we're going to be seeing them apply even more pressure, but we can expect, once the Roche does move, for them to go there and try to force Spirit into a fight by going for the big objective.
Already the Armlet, the Mom, the Yasha up on Radon. Really rapid progress for this DK, but of course in the Ursa, slightly higher net worth, has that Battle Fury.
They're trying to utilize the lack of glyph, right? Going to the mid lane. If you get a kill around that ward that you have in the enemy triangle, you can easily take it down. And they're not even staying around the mid lane. They saw the co-op on the bottom lane. They want the big kill.
I would hope to find them, but Wop not going to be around the area. Team Spirit setting up. Meanwhile, Ursa is being smacked. Oh, sorry, the Roshan is being smacked by Ursa. To get that first Aegis on the side of Talon.
They're actually getting it before it moved, so that is quite nice. Spirit deciding to move towards the bottom side of the map, opened this up for them. And Mikoto, when he saw nobody was coming...
That's his Eternal Shroud, by the way.
Yep. Okay, gonna make him a bit more vulnerable, so you actually do have a target on Spirit. If you have the Eternal Shroud, it would be hard to kill any of the cores.
I think you almost need to have that for your next team fight versus the Lina.
You are gonna have Blink on Jokem. He is like 300 gold away, so if you do get that Blink, the save from the Tusk could keep the Lina alive quite easily. Sorry, the co-op.
Tower is under attack.
Should you, in that case, when you know that the enemy has a Tusk and probably goes for a Blink Dagger this game, that you just change your spell build? You don't go for LSA, you just start with Laguna.
Radiant's top tower
Just give the
is
shock
under
value,
attack.
do the damage, and then
Dire's
do
bottom
something with
tower
it.
is under
The thing is that the
attack.
Queen of Pain can just jump out and get healed by the Pugna, so if you're unsure if you're getting the kill, you have to be very careful with your Laguna usage. Oh, Natsumi's giving a shard to somebody. Tusk or the Pugna, who's it gonna be?
Easy. Cuckoo and Rue get their shards.
Probably would have preferred it on the Tusk. There's no Force Staffs yet on the side of Team Spirit, so they would definitely suffer inside of the big shards, but still, putting a ward from far away is a big deal. And Doom, once again, buying his Midas, but also the Blink on the Tusk is ready. This is the huge one, not only for the defensive potential that we talked about, but also the catches. Ursa has the Blink and the Basher. You've got the Blink on the Tusk, jumping in and blowing somebody up.
Yeah.
Only these two heroes can easily do it.
I feel like we're watching the current meta in almost all of these games so far evolve to the point where we're looking at 2015's Chinese Dota, where it is just getting up to the items and then fighting to your ultimate strength. But as I say that, Natsumi and Jokem getting the jump on Collapse. There's the Lich ulti. Back and forth. They will take down Jokem. They'll finally lose Collapse. Rue with a quick jump in. Mikoto does keep his tabs on top of him with a Sonic Wave push down Rue, and he will fall. Talon will get 2 for Mikoto. That's going to be him on a godlike spree.
They saw him barely there collapse on their vision that they had on the high ground. He needed to be 1 tree more behind so that he doesn't get spotted by that one. And because they knew he was there, they could go for him. Nice attempted turnaround from Spirit. They do get 1 kill, but overall still a victory for Talon.
Trying to pressure the bottom tier 2 tower in the process. Still 2.5 minutes remaining on that Aegis.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Shard is coming for the Lycan. That's going to be the last thing that's going to be helping Team Spirit really shove out these waves. If that doesn't work for them to get a couple of pickoffs with this Orchid, they're going to be in trouble. Because Talon, now they're really going to start ramping up the tempo when it comes to taking you down.
I mean, they finally got the Shroud up on the Queen of Pain after that Courier respawned. So now I feel like there's a strong timing for Talon. But how about Team Spirit?
Especially with the shield rune. Right, so you're in a position as Talon to dive, and this is what your lineup was made to do.
Yeah. So technically an immortal quad.
Yeah, does
paper.
look that way. That does look that way. If you make a mistake, jump in, you're gonna get silenced, and physical damage will kill you. But the burst potential of Spirit is not enough to take her down from 100 to 0. You need a lot of your heroes.
Team Spirit, they are quick to react with 4 of their heroes here. No DK yet. Natsumi almost gets the right tree down there with the Battle Fury.
Yeah, you're versus a Battle Fury hero, so he's gonna be able to cut down those trees wherever he wants. The Yules on the Monkey is almost done. He might actually have money for it. I'm not sure what he's waiting for, but that is such a huge item. Dodging the Quap ulti, delaying some of the Doom damage, or countering the Ursa, getting his overpower away and just keeping him up in the air.
You can see the supports are also preparing to defend themselves from the Alpha Wolves. You've got Ghost Scepters. Glimmer Capes are usually the ones you think about. You don't want to burn your smokes, which is the classic one, to get out of the Wolves. Luckily, they don't have a Dispel mechanic, or the Wolves don't carry Dust. That would be balanced.
Yeah, very, very balanced.
Very OS Frog moment.
And they're gonna find Cuckoo.
Well, they're going to find the Pugna. Look for this one. Quick deletion. Get the Pugna out of the way. But Laurel is going to be in a bit of trouble. The Glimmer Cape. Get him to safety. Collapse is going to pump us off. Natsumi already focusing on the Lich here. Miposhka has to move out of this one. Jokum going to jump onto the Lina. Laurel is dropping low. He's going to go down. They'll find themselves one. Can they get more? They still have the Aegis for 10 seconds. Miposhka's down as well. Jokum will fall to Rue inside the Wukong's command. WS will be the one getting look at the wolves. Slow down the Doom. Collapse is hiding Natsumi. The Doom is going to get first hit bash from the Ursa as well. What a time to get that RNG on your side for Collapse to fall. Radon trying to make it a defense here under his tower. Laurel coming in with a buyback on this lean out of all things. SW is going to be pushed back by Rue, and they want this Doom kill, and they will get it. They will take down the Doom. A defensive victory in a way. Laurel's buyback, though, can end up being costly.
For sure, right? It's definitely not a victory for them because this was Spirit also on the defensive. They were running away. Natsumi also in time. He sees the Dragon Tail coming towards him in rage just at the perfect moment. He's just getting away with not even needing a BKB on this Ursa. That is because they have such a death ball lineup. They see somebody, they jump in, they rip them apart, and they were fighting 4 versus 5. The fight started with the Pugna being taken out, but also a big usage of that shield rune is what allowed just the Mikoto to jump in like a madman. They knew that they weren't able to take down 3000 HP of the Queen.
Yeah, lucky for Mikoto that he gets to keep his streak up.
Dire's
10-0.
is under attack.
And also part of 3 kills. Mikoto has been part of 13 of the 15. That is a ridiculously high kill participation percentage for Talon. Feels like everything is coming through the hand of this Queen of Pain.
Yep,
and
he's
has to.
everywhere. Exactly. It's the type of hero that works that way. You die a couple of times in the mid game and the hero just falls off heavily, but that's why you need these amazing players on like Mikoto.
WS is going to get dumped on the stun lock there. The
Nice
snowball
save.
save. Really good one here, but can they capitalize? Can Talon save their buddies? Jokum, the Doom dies again. Jokum's going to get chased in the trees, and Team Spirit will find another.
And finally, they are the ones being on the aggressive. This is what they've been looking for the entirety of the game, delaying the game. And with Radon finally having his items, Hurricane Pike as well, that is an awesome thing to have versus an Ursa. They can finally go forward. And especially when the Doom is off cooldown, going for more.
Oh, Cuckoo, gonna get surprised. Team Spirit finding another.
Structures are fortified.
And forcing that tier 3 glyph to come out. They're glyphing their creep wave as well. They want to keep this push going. 10 seconds of a timer to push here for Team Spirit.
And while you're doing this, the Lycan Wolves from the Shards are just shoving out the sideways. If you get the melee racks here, it's gonna be huge. Talon, they need to do something about it. Ursa has his MKB. They should fight.
Doom is up. Where does he TP? Where does he get to? Jokum already starts with the initiation. Ursa gonna get stunned in the room, and that's well. Natsumi does get his ulti off. Radon is dropping quite low. They need to save the DK. Glimmer caped up as well, and there's Laurel on the back. Laurel takes down Natsumi. Mikoto, WS trying to chase Radon. Another kill for Laurel. Radon will finally fall, but Mikoto, the big raid boss, can they take him down? With the Orchid, he's silenced up. He's got nowhere to go. They will take Mikoto. Team Spirit finding the timing. And the fight after fight going their way, and they can continue with this push. Laurel's buyback paying off, that they're able to keep it going, and now they claim a lane of racks, and they have the net worth lead now.
They're also gonna have time to shove out the sideways, considering the 2 of the cores, the main cores of Talon, are dead. You shove out those side lanes, and you prepare for the next Roche. What is the most important objective for an Ursa? It is the second Roche. You've already lost all your momentum. If Team Spirit take that one away as well, it's gonna be a problem. And Panda, another catastrophe also when you look at it, is that they just bought the gem, gave it to an Ursa, he went into a fight, and he lost it. Now, it is on the side of Spirit.
A lot of losses on the side of Talon. They're not out of the fight though, but this will definitely hurt them a bit because they were in control of the entire early game, the transition into the mid game, and now Team Spirit have found momentum and energy. They start to believe in their lineup. They know the strengths of this Talon. You can't give too much respect to it, but you still kind of have to, considering how these last few minutes have evolved. If you start respecting them too much, then you're just going to end up on the defensive, and Talon, they need to find that spark.
I'm not sure about this MKB on an Ursa. I expected the Nullifier just to get rid of the Frost Shield so that you can find the Lina and kill her. And now Talon, they just have to go for a smoke, but this one is easy to read for Spirit.
Rue sees Cuckoo, sees Jokum walking in. Marching towards the Roche pit direction. Very long respawn as well. Almost max timer. 1 minute 20 still remaining on that, and here we go. Radon finds the catch on Cuckoo. Easy deletion. Gets the Pugna out of the way. Jokum looking for an opening, but there's no follow-up coming in.
And now you have no save.
No save, no follow-up. Talon watch their Tusk die in the low ground and cannot get any damage in. Pugna coming in with a buyback. Cuckoo can't fall.
He cannot die. You also have this Lotus Orb.
Oh, Natsumi getting clawed as well!
It's gone and they're not done. Why would they be? There's nothing to threaten them at the moment.
The package is falling apart. WS has to back away. Pop his BKB, run to safety as Team Spirit will claim another tower.
They've just gotten their items. It's so easy for them to play right now. What were they afraid of? The Doom. Rook gets the Lotus Orb, and Radon just goes forward. Who's gonna stop me? Nobody. I mean, you can Doom yourself if you think you can get away with that one, but with the amount of damage that Spirits are doing, it's not only Radon, and he's still gonna be fighting very, very hard, even when the Doom gets used on him. Very hard situation for Talon, and if I'm looking at Jokem, I think he needs to be focusing on saving his buddies. He cannot go forward unless him and Ursa are jumping in together.
Yeah, I think it sounds like a smart idea to send them in together and try to get something to work out. The lack of initiation with Mikoto. Gonna get surprised by the stun. Laurel's coming in from the stun. There's the save from Jokum, but Mikoto's not out of it yet. Oh, the Yules! It was cast by Rue, so they overlap their abilities, but it does not seem to matter.
Yeah, he knew. I need to save time.
There's the tip. There's the tip coming out from his teammate. Oh, I'm not going to let you get that Laguna blade. Sorry for that, Yules, but hey, things happen.
Yeah, we highlighted. Team Spirit has the best communication, and we'll see an overlap of the Laguna and the Yules for the two of them. But I like the idea. I think Drew there, he did the right thing because he knew that collapse was coming. What Laurel was gunning for was bursting down the Queen of Pain, which might not have happened.
And Roshan, number 2 to fall for Team Spirit. That means a banner will be given to them as well to help out with their next high ground push. Top lane is open. Bottom still has that tier 2, which they might be setting their sights towards.
They gave it the collapse. I mean, any kind of transformation hero isn't that... Oh, they gave it to Radon. Why did... Oh, he took the banner. I thought they were going to give it to Laurel, to be honest, and then he would be allowed to play a little bit more aggressively. But overall,
that's a dieback, right?
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, but overall, Radon is going to be the one pushing in the towers. And now, in a 4 versus 5 scenario, it's just going to be easy. You are not stopping.
Has fallen.
Threatening Talon on their high ground with a 50 seconds. Pugna out.
That's so unfortunate.
Because they're already getting to work. The banner is there. Who can hit this banner? Either an Ursa goes in and it could be the end of your life. Oh. Same thing for the Queen of Pain. Actually getting the jump here on Radon. Some early damage. Jokum does get smacked by a Laguna Blade. Just forced back to the fountain. Tusk will live. And there's your last glyph pretty much for the high ground defense. 25 seconds. They bought half of that. Can they get Cuckoo back up? Talon needs to build up that damage. Ursa needs to find a kill for himself. They're already focusing down this Queen of Pain. You know, Jokum didn't quite get the save as well. The break is on the Queen. Queen's safe. Jokum is low and he dies as well to Radon.
With the 2 last attacks at that, he lost his form.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
And now 14,000 gold ahead. It's a grim fate for Talon at the current time.
Yeah, their lineup just isn't made to play from behind, and Spirits, they smell blood. They're gonna go for the juggler. Even fed the Greater Healing Lotus for the Dragonite. They're going in.
Quick move to the top lane. Set themselves up.
Found him.
Natsumi has been found. The Yule set up into the follow-up stuns. Ursa, good night.
He still has a buyback, so Talon are not out of it just yet. They still have that one fight left in them, but for that, their Ursa is gonna have to buy back.
I also see Miposhka's flying in an Aetherland, so could we get maybe a Lich play come out in the ending of this game, potentially, if Team Spirit closes it out for Talon? They're trying to find a way to keep this going, but for now, no success. And there's a grab. Miposhka gets it from the high ground. Jokum saves him for now, but can they turn it around? WS focusing on Collapse, trying to take the second down. They'll be able to get so. WS falling as well. They've taken Collapse and Rue. WS for the buyback to return to the fight as well. Can they get their numbers back in? Natsumi safe by
Heals are there.
The heals keep him alive. They'll keep him out of the fight for now. Sonic Wave's a bit of a miss. Radon is low. Long's gonna get focused, but he takes down Jokum. There is the Aegis that falls. Laurel cleans up another, but he might lose his life. Mikoto fighting to the bitter end. As he's got Radon right on top of him. The stun lock might be too much for him as he's out. Rue gonna try keep himself out of harm's way as Cuckoo will die. Down to the Ursa, down to the Queen of Pain. They have to back out. They're out of resources.
The supports of Talon, man. Jokem, he just switched his strategy, went for the saving plays, and Cuckoo as well. Keep Mikoto alive, keep the Ursa alive, and they will do the damage. But you know what the problem is, Panda? They're not gonna do nearly enough as a farmed Dragon Knight. 13,500 damage on Radon, and his Dragon form is coming back up.
Yeah, this DK is a true unit. You could almost say pretty much 6-slotted already.
We just have to keep our eyes open on these Talon supports. I think Spirit, if they can find an opening, they're going high ground. It's a little bit tougher to bring down these supports. The Talon can't do anything. They have to have both the Tusk and the Pugna alive to keep the Ursa and the Queen of Pain alive for a long time, because they're the constant output of damage. Doom goes in, uses his spells, he can go down. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
These two, they have to survive. And Jokum and Cuckoo, they did a hell of a job keeping them alive in that fight.
Exactly, not one without the other. It's definitely the case here for Talon. They did burn a couple more buybacks in that previous fight. Same for Team Spirit.
But look at the ward in the Talon base. They forgot about that one, that the Monkey King can just place it. So
That is a really good spot.
yeah, they can find the backlines, they can kill the Tusk at the start, and then you're gonna be in trouble.
And that's what the Lina does best with the Flame Cloak, right?
Yup.
Snipe somebody out who's isolated. Talon can't afford that. The sneaky assassin in the base momentarily drops by. Radon backs
Dire's
out.
top tower is under attack.
Bots too on the
Dire's
Lina.
top
Even
tower
more
has
split push. They
fallen.
want to shove in both of the waves and then just come through the top lane. And the Lina can be on the bottom when somebody's dealing with those waves to delete them on their own. There is a Helm of Dom on the Pugna. Okay, so he definitely hates those wolves.
That is interesting, Cuckoo. That is actually interesting. Collapse is also given in the tip because of the Dominator built up on the Pugna. Sure.
That's good for vision, right? You get the
it
wolf
is.
that gives you that is invis, and you can find the backlines for an Ursa and the Quap. That's huge.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Natsumi smoke already popped. Rue sees him coming in. The Wolves are also right on top. So Talon's attempt,
Dire's middle
they'll have to
tower
call it
has
back.
fallen.
Yeah, maybe that smoke was made just to get a wolf, right? That really does help having some kind of vision outside of the base. The problem is there's a gem on Spirit, so that wolf is gonna die quite easy.
Yeah, it's a wolf battle in the lane.
Yep.
And just tear the Dire one apart.
That's a problem when it's a back versus
Oh,
one.
Cuckoo!
Not that easy. Not that easy to kill.
Meanwhile, the jump on Collapse, and he's gonna get doomed up. Does get the
Missed the
shapeshift
Sonic
off
Wave.
though, but will he die? Looks like he will. The damage from Doom is too much. He's gonna
gonna
look
try
for a
to
deny. There we go.
Beautiful. Very nicely done.
Easy when you know how to do it.
Yeah. Just in time. And he also finds a nice camp that does a decent amount of damage, so that's quite nice as well. Didn't have time to run towards the Aegis.
The thing is, he's gonna respawn faster than Doom is gonna be back online for Talon, but they're gonna try and make a move on Maposhka, who grabs the Doom, takes
coming
WS out. He's gone for 60 seconds. No buyback. Mikoto has to blink to safety. Cuckoo right next to him, keeping him alive with the Decrepify.
They need Jokum here.
They need to heal him up. Jokum is right next to him as well. He's waiting for the sign of the snowball. He's got him safe for now. Now the Force Staff pushing them down. The Wukong set up as well. Mikoto is out, but Jokum
He has a buyback.
will fall. He does have the buyback indeed, but with the Doom out,
Dire's
He has
top
to go.
tower
this is
are
probably
under
going to be a
attack.
lane of Rax with it.
You cannot allow to play versus Mega Creeps. Your lineup already sucks at shoving out the waves and towers. You have to defend this with your lives. They'll use the glyph, but how do you find initiation?
Look at those wings.
Yeah, they're flapping. Yeah,
And that will be
Dire's top
mega
tower
creeps
has fallen. The Radiant
inside
now have
Talon's
mega
base.
creeps.
They decide to live and fight another day, but it's not gonna be a happy life, Panda, right? The quality of life isn't gonna be amazing from Talon right now in their base. They are not gonna be able to move. The creeps are gonna be storming in. And Spirit, if they want to be extra safe, they can wait for Roche. Talon has no ways of coming to fight that one without being found easily.
Yeah, and this just happens to be on time. It's almost a max timer Roche, but for Team Spirit, it doesn't matter too much. They can wait for their buybacks to come back up and look for a moment.
Yeah, we're not in a hurry. We can just wait for it. And overall, Lina having the bots too, you can just go for pickoffs if somebody is brave enough from the side of Talon to move out of the base.
Yep.
If you look at their heroes, if you want to win this game, you kind of have to. But versus a Lina and the Lycan who can scout you and just bring you down from 100 to 0 easily, you can't.
Anytime you're playing versus a Lina or even a Monkey King in a lineup, you just can't split on the map, so they have to keep this tight ball going the whole time. And they're forced to defend the base. The Wolves might just end up taking it because, you know, the 25 on this Lycan very soon, right?
No, he's only level 20. So...
Okay, so it will take some time, but that was also going to be some extra Wolves being spawned. And then it becomes almost impossible to deal with them. They all pop Hightail, and then suddenly your Ursa's just missing. But that's probably why he wanted that NKB.
The DK and the Lina hit their level 25s, and they went for the classic talents, right? Lina wants to be tankier, and of course the Dragon Knight as well, going for the stats on himself.
Just extend the fights more and more with your cooldowns coming back up on your supports.
I really like Rue's itemization, right? He's literally just targeting Talon. You have the Yules for the Ursa, I have the Lotus and the Lincolns to counteract the Doom. It's just so awesome because your Dragon Knight wants to be forward, and you don't, even when he has the Aegis, you don't want him to die and lose the form. So you're just protecting him from the one spell that he's afraid of, and that's the Doom.
Pretty strong rune in the river there for Team Spirit to pick up, unless Talon gets there in time.
They still have a bottle, so that's gonna be a lot of burst damage. Imagine Hex into an E-Blade Laguna with an AD rune. That does hurt.
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
Yeah, it's not that big. It's fine. We'll see who can survive that. I wouldn't put it past that pretty much every core can die. I mean, Ursa most definitely. Doom and the Co-op, they have a little bit more in terms of HP.
Uh-oh. It's 98-2.
Yeah, we've only seen 6% comebacks in the tournament thus far, and it was Team Spirit coming back, not people coming back versus them, so 2% looks very, very rough for Talon, especially...
I thought you were going to say optimistic.
Yeah, well...
Or realistic. I mean, realistic, sure, it seems like the way, but for Talon, they've also done comebacks, man. It's SEA. They always do it somehow.
Exactly. And they have this lineup that if they get one kill, they can definitely go for more, but the problem is they cannot shove out waves.
Well, Larl is the one who gets jumped on first by Talon. As they were focusing on a Tormentor, they almost lose the Lina down to 1,000, and Makoto will continue to chase Larl, trying to go circles around the Queen of Pain, waiting for that Sonic Wave. But Larl will have to give his life away. 100 seconds, and the base is in trouble. The creeps are hitting the Tier 4 towers down.
Yeah, you don't have any more Tier 4 towers. It is only the throne that is remaining, so a true defense of the Ancients game here in the day 2 of the main stage.
And another Roshan playing for Team Spirit. Refreshers and cheeses now.
They're definitely not in a hurry, Spirit. They're like, yeah, Larl is dead for 70 seconds. It's gonna take away a minute and so from their Aegis, as the Tusk is trying to get an item that if you had your axes, you could say that it can be game-changing, but kicking somebody in the fountain, it's gonna be much, much tougher.
Yeah, you'd need the right carry player to dive the fountain, right? It's a cloud. Sure. Or get close enough, but when you see a Tusk with Ags, you suddenly start to respect it.
They don't know about it, though, and he has ninja gear as well, so a true Kung Fu Tusk. Let's see what he can do. Joken, we're looking at him, but overall, the biggest impact that the Tusk has had in this game is when he is saving people rather than going for aggressive plays. Also, that Lincoln's on Rue can come in handy. He does block the kick. And now I have double Lincolns. One is being delivered to the Lich as well, making this Aghanim Scepter just not as valuable as you would want it to be.
I'll take that.
Well, for the amount of control, at least for Talon, getting that shard on Tusk is a pretty important thing. Because you need every little small aspect to go in your way. We've highlighted during the draft, there's not a lot of control. Anything that you can increase will help you get these kills faster and sooner. Of course, Laurel can always just fly over the ice shards, but there are a couple of other heroes who might get caught in it.
We'll see. A 9-second BKB Ursa, right? You don't get much stronger than this. Talon, they still have that one fight in them. Ursa also has his buyback back. And they're itemizing to deal with a creep wave. There's a Radiance on the Doom.
Collapse will have his also in 1.5 minutes. And a bit more gold needed for the DK and the Lina. They're at least keeping their eyes open for Talon to make a mistake.
Roshan is now going to be more aggressive because he has the
also, you see the Lycan Wolves next to the fountain?
they're waiting for
They're
Lina.
waiting, yeah.
For Lina to be coming in from the right angle and making sure that you bring down Cuckoo or Joachim. I would not do that versus a kick Tusk, right? Just use those wolves from scouting and...
Let's see if they can find this. 1W is going to get the instant hex, the stun fall up, so there's Joachim needs to get there. The Necropify from Cuckoo keeps the Doom alive. Just in the nick of time. Those right clicks were about to finish him off. Spirit needed only one extra spell. Joachim hits the kick into the Lincolns and only has the punch, and he gets punched in the face. 50 seconds out. Tusk, no buyback money for him at the moment.
Yeah, Aghanim Scepter versus 3 Lincolns just doesn't do that much. You have 2 on the supports and 1 on the Lycan.
Dire's Ancient is under
Also
attack.
Cuckoo, gotta be careful there. Radon focusing on the Ancient. They see an opening.
They still have
the banner is down. Natsumi cleans it up. Does get sent back a bit. Mikoto is there. They got the Doom sent as well. WS does not have another one, and he's just getting bullied out of the base, and he will fall. Doom gone for 70. Ursa's a 1 HP. Team Spirit this much closer. Just a little bit more needed.
Ursa has time to come back. You still have the Glyph. You can still fight this, but Spirit are playing it so safe.
Cuckoo in the front. The Wolves bullying him. Mikoto tries to pop the Lincolns of a Radon. Here's the jump onto the back line. Hits Maboshka. Natsumi takes 1. Can he get Radon out of the way? That's still an Aegis, but that's Cuckoo gone. Instant buyback. Radon dropping quite low. Natsumi's got a lot of Fury swipes on this man, but Natsumi can't get close enough.
There's another
He's
Lincoln.
worried about the Lina. DK goes down. The wraparound Lina is coming in from the behind. Laurel is about to join the fight. You've got Rue here as well with his buyback. Laurel is here. There's Joachim. He's gone. Tusk out again. Mikoto in the front. Gonna get combat stunts, but the Ancient, they need to glyph it, and it's gonna be pretty much over here.
It's too much.
With Mikoto out, that will be Team Spirit taking the lead in this best of 3.